In the Talk About Topeka studios today, we have a very special guest, or two very special guests, to give you some safety tips for the holidays. We've got my good friend, Kristi Pankratz from Safe Streets here. How are you, Kristi?
I'm great.
Great, and she brought your safety consultant,
Yes.
Mortimer L. Wintergreen here. It's a
Yes.
pleasure here. Thank you for joining us today,
Thanks,
Morty.
Chris, for having us.
absolutely.
I'm really used to being on camera. I don't do selfies, though.
Oh, what do you do?
I do elfies!
Well,
Makes sense.
it does make
Yeah.
sense. We've never actually had an elf on the show here. Now, we weren't quite sure what we were supposed to do to greet an elf. How do you greet an elf?
We really like to be greeted by our names.
Oh,
Small
nice.
world, isn't it?
oh, small world is it? That's good. I like that. That's
Yeah.
good. It is a small world. Now, where does one find an elf?
Well, it depends on where you left them. But we normally hang out at the North Pole.
Oh, okay.
Can't argue with that.
Okay, Kristi. So down to business now,
Yeah.
right? We have our safety consultant,
We
Mortimer,
do.
here.
We do.
So we want to talk a little bit about some safety tips for the holidays.
Yes.
Now we've done that before on the show. We've had some other things to talk about. We didn't talk about online safety. though.
Yeah, I mean, as we're getting closer to Christmas and other holidays that are coming up, more people might be shopping online. So we thought this was a good time just to remind people of some of the things they can do to best protect themselves if that's the route they choose to go this year.
Well, there are a lot of things. I know online there's more to it than just buying the stuff online or whatever. I know I've gotten emails before from people saying you won the
Right.
lottery, whatever. That's an obvious scam.
Yes.
But there are more scams that are more camouflaged here than
Yes.
this, right?
One of the things to do is to make sure that you're using reputable sites. Those are the bigger name ones that we've probably all heard of. Make sure that they have the security layers and the little locks in the bottom of the screens when you're using them. Make sure you trust the site and feel confident in the site when you're using that.
I know some people use a Google Shopping or whatever, and they're trying to go through. They look for the lowest price. That
Right.
might not be the way to do it. Before you do that, make sure you check for those little icons, right?
Yeah, make sure you check those, and also do a quick, since you're on Google already, do a quick Google search of the distributor or the online site too, and make sure that nobody else has had any problems or reported. People usually report problems that they've had or scams, so it's always good to do kind of just an overall search of what you might be using.
There are several ways to pay online. What's
Right.
the best way to do that?
I'd recommend using a credit card as opposed to a debit or checking account. Credit cards usually, there's an extra layer of protection there, as well as you're usually not liable for the charges, and it's not immediately out of your bank account if you were to use a debit or a checking account.
As it would be there.
So I would encourage you to do that. And the key is when you do online shop, check your statements regularly. I usually check mine that evening or the following day just to see what's going on and make sure there are no fraudulent purchases.
And I know old Morty here, he was telling me before that he doesn't, I was asking him how he buys stuff online, getting ready for this.
Right.
And he says, well, I don't have a credit card because I don't have pockets big enough to hold them. But he uses a PayPal account to do that. They have some security there as well, right?
Yeah, they
That's
do.
another way to do it.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
Exactly.
And of course, Morty, have you been to any shopping sites lately?
No, I don't have a computer.
Oh. Are you from the North Pole?
Well, that's where I hang out the most.
So where were you born?
Well, I was born at the North Pole, silly.
Oh, I didn't know if you were from, you kind of have a little Jersey accent.
Well,
I can't
that's-
really put my finger on it.
That's where I call home.
Oh, okay, all right, good. Okay, so the other campaign that you guys do, you have the Lock It, Remove It, or Lose It campaign. We need to
Yeah.
remind people of that because it's amazing how many people don't even lock their vehicle, or they
No.
leave a laptop sitting on the front seat and expecting someone not to
And
see that.
especially when you're out purchasing holiday shopping, in big parking lots at big box stores, make sure to lock the vehicle. You never know. People can just be walking by and see, oh, an opportunity. So if we can remove that opportunity from folks, the better and safer our holidays will be. We don't need any Grinches out there.
Yeah, be vigilant about it. Don't make
Yeah.
yourself a target.
Exactly.
Yeah, have you ever made yourself a target?
Oh,
Morty?
are you talking to me?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
know the other
No,
half.
I was at Target once. My minivan that I drive got broken into.
Really?
Oh, and and it gave me really low self-esteem.
Self-esteem. Very nice.
He's cute.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah. And well, Santa said, don't belittle yourself.
He did? Oh,
Yes, he
Oh, should I
did.
give you one of
Yeah, a
those
little
for that? I think
delayed.
that's good. That's
Well,
good.
I got one of those little electric alarm things that you push the button and it beeps and it locks the minivan for you. And guess what? It hasn't happened since. Lock it, remove it, or lose it.
All right.
Very good, Morty.
Okay, I think you have a
Yay.
new spokesperson.
I do too. He's fabulous, isn't
Can he
he?
sing? Because you have that jingle. I don't
Oh, I'm a little hoarse right now, just a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay,
Oh,
next
that-
time.
Yeah, I've been
you know,
talking a lot.
Checking that out. Okay, so Morty, have you ever been to the Safe Streets Coalition's meetings?
Well, I was sitting on a shelf once over there, and I saw you there.
Over the Great Overland
At
Station.
the Great Overland Stations. What Wednesday is that?
It's the first Wednesday of the
It's
month,
the
right
first
at lunchtime
Wednesday.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be there until Christmas, and then I got to go back home.
Well, and I know you were hanging out with your buddy Norman the Nutcracker downtown.
Yeah, Norman, he doesn't talk very much.
You know, you guys both have your Facebook pages. You're on the Safe Streets Coalition page, so people should
Yes.
like that.
I'm a celebrity.
There you go. And so is Norman the Nutcracker. So find his page if you want to find out more about the downtown businesses that he visits. And of course, there are all the wonderful stuff about Safe Streets on their Facebook page, and safestreets.org is the website. So check it out and see us down there at the coalition meetings. We'd love to have you there. Thank you so much for joining us, Kristi.
Thank you.
Do you have any last words to say?
Merry Christmas and lock it, remove it, or lose it.
We didn't even have to pay him that
That's
today.
awesome.
Norman takes bribes. I don't know, but this guy, he's good. He's straight and narrow. I like him.